Welcome back to Cincinnati and our mixed doubles quarterfinal action. The number 2 seed Megan Fudge and Jack Munro taking on the 7th seed in Christine Maddox and Max Manthou. Much like Oshiro and Howes, Munro and Fudge have been pretty much a staple in the mixed doubles bracket throughout the majority of the season, but don't count out Manthou and Maddox. Really, guys, you talk about the X factor for me in this one, it's always going to be Christine Maddox and what she can do and what her power creates.
Well, much like the first quarterfinal that we just saw, Maddox and Manthou play a lot more aggressive. They look to push the tempo, and it's going to come down to how much kind of controlled chaos they can try and impart on this one. But it's going to be difficult against Munro and Fudge.
I like how you said it, though, Dorian. Maddox is your X factor. Look for her and her big serve, right? If her big serve starts getting them some points, you're going to hear from Jack Munro and Megan Fudge asking the referee to watch, because 100%. Christine Maddox, she borders
she's pushing
legal,
the limit.
Illegal.
She's pushing the limit more this week than what we have seen from her up until this point.
And again, it is zero fault to her. I am going to put it 100% on a referee to call me on it. If they do not call me on it, I'm going for it, right? I talked with Jaden Broderick earlier today, was watching his match, and he was pushing and pushing and pushing that limit in his mixed doubles matches. And I looked at him and I said, Jaden, why not? Continue to do that until someone calls you.
Manthou and Maddox doing their pre-match routine. You'll see them do it throughout the course of their matches as well. They speak positively to one another, tell each other to think positive thoughts. Very much about words and how that then bleeds into how they play. And on the other side, you've got Fudge and Munro. Typically, it's Jack Munro that's the X factor because he's able to do so much. He creates. They play tremendous defense. Do Fudge and Munro. They really frustrate opponents with how many balls they're able to get back.
Yeah, and that's exactly the key for them, is they play good defense. But the key for them, too, is now not just playing that good defense, it's turning that good defense into offense. And they do that quickly. And so look for them to play that good defense on the attack and then turn that into offense. But
well, that was
get on the offense quick here as a missed serve from Maddox.
There was the big serve, but it didn't bite, ended up going deep.
Munro and Fudge not really tested in their round of 16 matchup as Munro misses the third there. They got past Slutsky and Grambeau 0-3.
Yeah, it lasted quick. It was about a 15-minute match earlier.
Munro coming up short there as he's trying to move forward.
It is a little breezy wind behind Maddox and Manthou right now in the face of Fudge and Munro.
Just wide. Manthou and Maddox took down Kyle Kazuda and Allison Harris in their opening match, 6-4. Wind only at about 9 miles an hour right now to the southwest here in Cincinnati, right along the Ohio River here at the Sawyer Point Pickleball Club. Munro, or rather Maddox, through the middle.
Yeah, big slap forehand there from Maddox. A good save there from Manthou.
And Manthou missed the serve.
Deep.
Again, that little breeze behind them causing two serves, one from each, Manthou and Maddox, to go long early on. Yeah.
Another slap there from Maddox. That's not coming back.
That's the swing that Dom's scared of right there.
100%. I'm not getting in the way of that.
And now a missed serve on the other side. So 3 missed serves already from 4 players that are known for being technically sound.
It's a little sloppy here early. It's over.
Oh, just wide.
I think Manthou just came over too far on that one. and it kind of started that little scramble.
Getting that in a good spot on Manthou, right at the left armpit.
Yeah, it's elevated too right there from Munro. So Manthou trying to get the face out of the way to get the body out of the way, ends up pushing it down in the net.
Good ball there from Manthou after the shot before just clipped the side of the line.
Well, and that's the key spot right there. Manthou's got to aim through the shoe tops or shins of Munro. Make him play that out of the air. If that ball bounces, Munro's going to dig that out.
You don't see Jack Munro miss that ball very often.
No, that's a tough spot. And Maddox is walking back to the baseline, kind of shaking her head, going, yeah, I probably don't want to speed up to that spot. That left hand of Jack Munro sitting there.
Yep. Oh, he mishit it, though.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Just missed. But what a missile.
That was wow. Because of the fact that it was a bullet and flat.
Jeez.
If it had any shape on it, then yeah, that's
Goodness.
good. But man, that ball's hit hard.
Ooh, Maddox all over that counter right there, but pulls it just wide.
Points hard to come by early on here in this mixed doubles quarterfinal.
Yeah, ball looked just deep.
Good reach in there from Maddox.
Yeah, great reach right there from Christine Maddox, using her length to her advantage, taking that ball out of the air, not letting it bounce, and attacking inside foot of Jack Munro.
Oh, nearly picked it up. Could not have placed that in the back corner pocket any better.
No, it's a perfect fourth there from Maddox. Short and sweet on the backhand. Fudge doing a little pirouette, trying to pick it up.
Maddox caught moving backward, couldn't quite clear enough space.
Well, the difficulty there is she takes a step back and then speeds up with the weight going backwards.
Little medium pace ball there from Munro to get back on serve.
And that's the thing is you want Maddox and Manthou want to speed the ball up. The issue is right now is that right, and they're off the line, and Megan Fudge and Jack Munro are like, hey, bring it. That's fine. We'll go back and forth. We'll force you into a mistake first, and just like that right there.
On cue, that ball long from Maddox.
Too good from Munro. Good counters from Megan Fudge here after the speed up of Maddox. But Munro short, gets on top of it.
Maddox getting handcuffed, and it's a 4-1 lead for Munro and Fudge.
She was definitely not expecting that speed up, and if she was expecting it, she definitely wasn't expecting that spot.
Yeah, it's a better spot there. Munro caught coming through transition with a ball that's down low trying to attack. Tough to keep that one in the court.
Still second serve. Couple of really nice digs there from Christine Maddox.
And Munro just had a little wave in the motion right there. Came out flat off the paddle and just sailed deep. But yeah, great defense from Maddox.
Oh, sorry. I don't think you've been saying anything about it. I'm like, yeah, but I was like,
Ooh.
Miscommunication in the middle allowed Fudge and Munro to go on the offensive.
Yeah, once that miscommunication happened, it was chaotic for Maddox and Manthou. Couldn't regroup.
yeah, I'll drive. Thank you.
That one's just deep. I mean, one thing we're seeing from Megan Fudge is she's playing a lot more aggressive, and I think it's the fact that she's so comfortable with Munro being in the middle. She knows she can speed something up, and then Munro's going to be there to continue the hand exchange.
Yep, every single time he's there covering.
Like, it doesn't seem that bad. But it's like, oh, it's really not. Like, could I do that? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Are you in my
Great reset.
Oh,
Oh, made all the hard balls, and then, as it often is, the easiest one falls short.
and nice hands exchange from all four of these players on court. But again, Megan Fudge on probably one of the easiest of them all into the net.
Yeah, testing Munro's hands, not a good idea right there. Maddox goes straight into the forehand, and that ball's back into the left hip before she can even take the paddle back.
And catches her wrong-footed as well. It's a 5-1-2 lead. Munro crashing hard, finds the hole in the middle.
Well, again, he just sees that ball up, and he's like, Christine Maddox has a target on her, and she starts backing up, and Munro just attacks one and then finds the hole in the middle.
Timeout on court as it has opened up a 6-1 lead for Megan Fudge and Jack Munro. It has been a long slog to get here as we take a look back at our Gamma Live to Play rally of the match. This is what it takes to win points in a matchup like this.
Well, it's just a scramble. Munro stepping into the middle, taking control. The little miss hit on the Ernie right there.
I thought it was over there.
Yeah, allowed him back into the point. And then Maddox tries to just blast it through the middle. Comes out a little flat and goes deep, but you know, it was a slow start here for both teams. But Fudge and Munro, they're taking a couple more opportunities here as we're running through this one, and Maddox has tried to test the hands of Munro a couple of times, and that hasn't been a good choice.
And again, Chad, it's exactly what you hit on. Fudge not scared to speed that backhand up, knowing Munro's got her back in the middle.
Lands just wide, 8-1.
Well, watch how quick he is right here. Just flick on top. Paddle never goes back behind the body. They're waiting to get the ball back. They went 4 courts over.
Well, they got it back. Megan hit it to Jack, and then Jack hit it back over. Thought it was another ball from another court. He's not helping out his cause much.
even the mishits are still in good spots.
And that's what I was going to say right there. Munro mishits this forehand here. It's high. Manthou can't get enough on it, and Munro straight back in that hands battle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maddox through the middle.
That was clean right there. She got on top of that one.
But again, how many balls did Maddox and Manthou have to hit to only now be at 2-7?
Right. Exactly. Again, the defense of Munro and Fudge on full display.
Mishit there from Munro.
Well, that was good movement right there. See, at Manthou, he went backside on Munro. Munro floated it just enough over the middle that he could slide over and take that.
Fudge able to get on top, puts it away to get back on serve.
Well, and that's where Fudge can just sit hard backhand. You see, as soon as that ball floats a little bit, she's sliding to the middle because she knows Munro's going to be there to cover that forehand side. So 2 very good counters there from Megan Fudge.
Just long.
Yeah, missed the roll there from Manthou.
A missed third there from Fudge. Second serve on the way. Oh, watch out, Jack Munro.
Look at, well, Munro's always going to run forward
Right.
to
Yep.
those as well.
He's not going to back off that. He's just going to rely on his hands and his defense, which is perfectly fine because 9 times out of 10 he digs that out.
Still doesn't mean it wasn't a hot shot.
No. That's much better patience there from Maddox and Manthou, waiting for the right moment, and then Maddox pulling cross-court speed up to the inside hip of Jack Munro. Good spot.
Oh,
Good idea for Munro, but just wide.
Little hand switch here, floats it down the line.
Oh. Finally, Maddox not able to get that one back.
Megan Fudge is fighting for her life over there and just fighting balls off of her body. Not only fighting them off, but keeping them in.
That's a ball that Max Manthou is going to want back.
Yeah, easy little inside out here. It just comes up, pops up through it just enough.
Oh, there's a little too much wrist there as well. Munro's sitting all over that initial speed up there. Manthou just flicks it back off the body. Then Maddox leaves that little ball just a little too high. Munro doing a good job imposing himself in the middle there.
Right through the middle, and it brings up a game point.
Well, that's just too good for Munro. Just so nice and easy. Paddle out front, not too big. Hits his spot.
Another timeout taken here by Maddox and Manthou as they are facing a game point, trailing 10-5-1.
One thing Maddox and Manthou really haven't been able to do is create any chaos. Usually we see Manthou coming in, driving a few more balls, trying to pick up the pace, pick up the tempo. But Fudge and Munro handle it so well, and they're able to really control the point and the ball movement.
So you think it's the defense of Fudge and Munro that's been able to limit the chaos?
Yeah, I mean, Manthou really hasn't had the opportunity to really do anything with that forehand.
No,
and they're not a team that really do well in the long drawn out dinking rallies, move the ball around.
The longer the point goes, the bigger the advantage to Munro and Fudge.
First opportunity at a game point. They'll have to play at least one more as Manthou puts it at the feet of Fudge.
Yeah, nice little attack right there. But again, like you said, one more opportunity here. Fudge and Munro to end this. Oh, God.
Clips the very back edge of the line. Game one goes to Megan Fudge and Jack Munro. They take it 11-5. Game two coming up next.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
Looking for ways to keep active and mobile? Try Penetrex. Penetrex is different than other products with no greasiness, irritation, or unpleasant odors. Made with unique ingredients, it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Penetrex, the #1 online rated joint and muscle cream.
Humana would like to recognize Lou Sand for this week's Human Care Spotlight. Lou purchased the first 4 pickleball nets at Sawyer Point in 2019 and has been vital to the development of this amazing facility ever since. The entire Sawyer Point community rallied behind Lou to recommend him for this distinction and is grateful for his contributions. Lou Sand, your Humana Human Care Volunteer Spotlight. Thanks, Lou. Quite literally could not be here having this event without Lou Sand.
Lou. No.
Or any of our volunteers here on the APP. They are what makes these tournaments possible. Back to action here in our second mixed doubles quarterfinal. Megan Fudge, Jack Munro taking the opening game 11-5 over Christine Maddox and Max Manthou.
Ooh.
Manthou trying to step in, ball a little bit too low and pushes it long.
And Maddox going for that Ernie right there. Trying to step around. I like the setup. Somebody? Oh!
Just wide. You all were talking, though, in game number 1 that Maddox and Manthou weren't able to create the chaos that they typically like. How do they do that here in game number 2?
Somehow Munro and Fudge become really bad at defense all of a sudden. No, it actually has to come from, going behind Fudge or going behind Munro to kind of create some openings.
There, right there.
There's a good crossbody there. Fudge actually a little flat-footed. Usually she slides. This time, Maddox taking that ball crossbody, elevated right armpit. But yeah, I think there needs to be a little bit more ball movement, kind of stretch Fudge and Munro out a little bit.
Sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
I agree, Chad. The sideline to sideline, and then also that what we saw early, that 2 points ago, is that cross body. So if Maddox gets a ball straight up in front with Fudge in front of her, going from her right hip to Fudge's right hip. Don't try and go hard flat down that line. Go hip to hip. Oh, geez.
Yep. Oh,
Slap. Oh, man.
Wow.
just catches the line. Are you kidding?
Point should have ended about 15 balls ago.
But that's exactly it right there. So that's usually the chaos we see from Manthou and Maddox, and Fudge and Munro are just kind of like, I'm going to reset it, get back into the point. And then it just takes a perfect shot from Maddox to find a little opening.
A sliver of a sideline?
When you have to work that hard every single point, there are times where you're going to make those errors.
Oh, tricky from Manthou as he slides it past Munro.
But that's great defense. They were pinned back for about 3 or 4 shots, worked their way up through transition, and then are able to attack a ball off his shins, does Manthou. A little extended conversation here from Munro and Fudge.
Four 4-1-1.
Okay.
And that's what you said earlier, Chad. That's the trust in Jack Munro by Megan Fudge. She pulls the trigger on a ball. She was about 3 feet behind the line, but Munro there to stay in it.
Sends it long, does Munro. Another point for Maddox and Manthou. They lead at 5-1-2.
The elbow just a little too high there for Munro, but another good reach in from Maddox. They're definitely being a lot more aggressive here in game 2, taking some chances.
Oh,
my
Munro
goodness.
catching Manthou right off the handle.
One ball, and it's a reset down lower, then instantly it changes from Manthou and Maddox being on the attack to Fudge and Munro.
Manthou trying to get to his backhand. I'd rather see him just rip this forehand return, but he's trying to get something on it and ends up jamming himself up.
fault called on Manthou.
Well, again, there's that. He does that kind of tricky uncoil, and right there he threw himself off. He was late getting there for no apparent reason other than they were trying to hide it as long as they could, and then he ends up with the foot fault.
So a couple of self-inflicted errors after building a 5-1 lead.
You're playing a team as solid as Fudge and Munro. Let's leave the trickery out, and let's just play straight up, play our game.
That time stepping up to create.
No trickery there.
Manthou just stepped into that one, too.
Grip and rip mentality right there.
Why not?
No tricks, all treats.
No.
Good pressure again there from Maddox.
Left hip to left hip, right? So she pulls that to Munro's left hip, gets him a little chicken wing action.
Missed third there from Manthou. Fudge gets on top, puts it away just out of the reach of Manthou.
Oh, the quick side out back to Fudge and Munro. They were down 5-1 last serve. Came in, got two, cut it to 5-3. Now another quick side out. Within two, trying to chip away even more here. That's what they do to you. Oh,
ATP defense and stepping right back into it.
Yeah, good move here from Manthou. Comes back in quickly. Goes into that left hip of Munro. Fudge collateral damage right there.
great hands right there from Manthou. Getting on top of that backhand right there and finding the spot in the middle.
Good talk right there from Munro, though. But look at how quickly they get on this counter. Maddox tries to reset it, but has that open face, so it pops up.
Ooh, nice hands from Fudge right there on the second ball from Maddox. Another hold, no points for Maddox and Manthou. See it?
Just off the edge guard. You saw Munro get down.
Yep.
He was ready for it.
Oh, he was ready. He was full scorpion off one knee right there. Countered it nicely.
Just a little mishit there.
Well, Munro was trying to set an angle early and didn't get the pace he was anticipating.
long off the paddle of Maddox, 5-all.
This is that difference maker right here, right? So Maddox and Manthou out a 5-1 lead. They have not scored in 3 service games, and now still trying to get this side up, but now they're down 6-5.
Well, and then you start pressing, you push the ball deep, like what just happened there.
And taking a timeout, as Dom, you mentioned, that lead has been erased. They now find themselves trailing by 1. And for Fudge and Munro, yes, they're looking for another gold medal as a pairing. But for Megan Fudge, there's a little bit more at stake. In Fort Lauderdale, she took a silver in mixed doubles, tied the all-time record for most medals on tour with a single medal in this tournament. Megan Fudge will be the all-time medals winner on the APP Tour, male or female.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's the longevity of Megan Fudge and what she's done in all 3 disciplines, singles, that's mixed, and women's. She's consistent in all 3 disciplines, and that's a key right there for her.
68 career medals for Megan Fudge coming into Cincinnati.
That's just grinding out right there. Megan Fudge is not going to give anything up, and she knows she's going to be the one to dictate play, and it's exactly what she does right there. And they're starting to move along here nicely.
2-point lead now.
She's yelling herself.
Stuck the paddle out, potentially hit an out ball right here.
She goes, "Oh, Megan, what are you doing?"
I think that would have been close all the way.
Ooh,
there you go.
From mid-court.
Yeah, Manthou stepped forward and put the pressure on right here. Drive, attack again. Munro tries to block, but kind of gets a little handcuffed.
Missed drive
Maddox has
there.
a bigger forehand than Manthou does.
Think.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed. I love Max, but guaranteed.
And just misplayed as Maddox trying to bump it over towards the sideline.
Oh, no.
Miss hit.
He gets jammed up, and I don't know why he got jammed up right there, because you've got to be reading that because it was set up beautifully.
Well, split step and just a little too wide with the feet. Manthou couldn't clear the body.
Just long by Munro.
Was it? No, couldn't see. Maddox's leg was in the way right there. Munro didn't think it was long.
Maddox called it out right on top of it. It'll push Fudge Munro to second server, still leading 8-6-2.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us here today for the APP Vlasic Classic. The APP thanks all our sponsors for their valued support of the APP.
That one's just wide, so now 2 points remaining for Fudge and Munro to advance into the semifinal.
You've got to get that ball out of the middle.
Yeah.
Like Munro's just sitting on that. Like,
Megan was all the way still back behind the baseline. So.
yeah.
The APP Vlasic Classic is sponsored by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers, official partner of this exciting annual event. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com.
Oh, slap middle, no chance right there.
Munro was ready for it, and it's a match point for the 2 seeds.
Founders memberships and Posh Pickler. Head over to the Posh Pickler tent. Try on the premium pickleball gear without the premium prices. And a court update. Make sure you check out the mixed pro doubles going on court number 5.
Fudge capping it with a ball in the back corner pocket. She and Jack Munro are through to the semifinals. They take game number 2, 11-6. They're rolling right along. So are we. More mixed doubles quarterfinal action coming up at the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.